Hey all, it's a video showing you how to disassemble a V-Control Touch. Standard brand new V-Control Touch. There you go. Set to mode 2 at the moment. Yeah. Alright, let's get to it. So to begin with, you want to undo the 6 bolts on the back. Probably before you start, it's best to get something to organise all your screws, and probably a little notepad, or at least have your phone ready so you can take pictures of the wire locations. So when you put it back together, you get everything in the same spot. I also like to try and do it on a small box or something so the gimbals can stay supported or clear. There you go. As you open it up, you want to, see in there, I'm going to disconnect the little vibration stick and disconnect that one there. Disconnect the top switch on both sides. Knock your screws out. That's your back case open. Pretty straightforward. I think all that's covered in the Mikado manual when you need to change your modes. So then you want to pull out your vibration little module, this guy here. There's 4 small screws, I think they're M2.5s, and then a little plastic cap that covers it. There you go, there's the plastic cap. Oh, that just clips over there. And that just pops out. Then you want to take your switches off. I notice on a brand new case the switches can be quite tight. I've disassembled and reassembled this one a couple of times, so they're nice and free. A nice little spanner I made up for it, but you guys can decide how you want to tackle that. If you're not confident when you reassemble it, maybe take some pictures so you get your switches in the right position. The wires are pre-bent in. Then you can remove your handle. Alright, so over to the guts of it. Probably first make sure you unplug your battery. Then from there, remove the M3s that hold the battery in. You want to take a picture of where your switch positions are and how they align to each switch, yeah? You probably also want to take a note of that one there is for your face roller switch. That's for your gimbal. This one here is for your speaker. That one there is for your other side face roller switch. And this one here is for your screen, and that one's for your gimbal. But you might want to write that down just so you remember when you have to reassemble it. Battery out. What I normally do is take those top half screws off and then slowly unplug all the wires, being very careful to pull from the plug, not from the wire, I find the best way is to grab it and just give it a little wiggle. Potentially you might want to cut the zip ties holding the wires in to make it a bit easier to access, or you can just pop them out. There you go. They are fairly tight, so make sure that you grab them by the plug, and when you put them back in, that you make sure they're fully seated. Alright, then take the last couple of screws out. The bottom section of the screws screw into plastic threads, and the top section screw into metal threads, so just be aware of that when you're putting it back together as well. Be gentle on those plastic threads. Okay, so all your plugs are disconnected. You want to remove the, I'm not sure what that's called, the ribbon cable adapter. See this little tiny black edge there? This here? That flips up. Clip. Can you guys see that? Same with this one. Clip. Once it flips up, you can grab it gently by the side and just pull it out. So all your wires are disconnected, your ribbon cable adapters, or whatever that's called, is disconnected. Now you want to slowly lift up the circuit board. As you lift it up, pulling it backwards so the other cables are free. And you'll see the only thing retaining it is the aerial. So that aerial just pops out. This aerial here will normally have a little bit of hot glue holding it in. You just give it a little pull and that comes out as well. So now you've got the circuit board separated. It's your transmitter module, if anybody's wondering. I know Mikado sometimes sends you that unit to replace if required. Alright, so you want to look after this one, guys. You want to put it somewhere safe and clean. There you have it, there's the guts. Alright, from there you take the speaker out. speaker. From there I remove the gimbals. So the gimbal's got one M3 in each top outside corner, then the rest of them are 6mm hexes. Alright, sorry about that, just had to duck off and grab my little hex driver. So we're removing the gimbals. So yeah, one 3mm screw in the top outside corners, the rest of them are 6mm hexes. There you go, gimbal out. And there's the second one. Okay, now we are up to these little roller switches in the middle. So they're like a press fit into the injection molded case. So you just want to slowly pull it up or give it a wiggle, just like that. A little bit tight. You can put an edge underneath it and give it a lever, or you can even push it from the other side, like that. See? Just push from the other side. Okay. Alright, screen out. Get the screen out as soon as you can. You'd rather take the screen out before you remove these section of switches, so you can just isolate it and keep it safe from being damaged, yeah? So the screen is held by a plastic plate with all these outside screws, and that plastic plate just sandwiches the screen into the molded front of the case. The screws that hold the screen are shorter than the screws that hold the circuit board in, so make sure you separate them so when you put it back together you don't get them confused. I find those leg cartons are really good to put all your parts in when you're disassembling something. Probably wouldn't want to use one of those magnetic trays around the circuit board and whatnot. Okay, so it screws off, plate lifts up. Oh, missed one. The center screw is longer. The center screw doubles and actually holds the neck strap clip in as well. Let's see. Plate lifts up, and you just slide it off that cable there. You can grab an edge at the front here, and there's the screen out. Trying to be nice and gentle with that one. Alright, now you can start pulling out these front switches. So you actually need to remove the dial before you can get the switch out. So you just put a finger under the edge there and pull him up. Remember when you reinstall it to get that drive square and a little nod, little divot on the dial facing up when you reassemble it. Couple of screws there. Three screws aside. And that's that switch there. Well, that's all grouped together. If you desire, you can leave everything zip tied and grouped together as you disassemble it, or you can cut that zip tie and have each switch separate, whatever suits. It's a particularly hard switch to get to, this one here. You don't have a lot of meat to get in around the switch, see? Because it's actually set in on an angle. This guy here, the little dial or pot switch, whoever it is, you can just pull that cap off. I'm sure most of you know that from changing it, and undo that screw there. And that's your cluster of switches at the front removed. I'm going to leave it zip tied to keep them all together, so when I reassemble them they go back in the same side. Second cluster out. Right, left. Then you've just got that one bolt holding your neck strap in there, or your neck strap mount. Finally, you have this little clear plastic molded pin, and that just pulls out like that. See? I believe that's what lets the light through to the sensor on the circuit board. I didn't take those things off, I'll do that now. There you have it, guys. Disassembled V-Control Touch. Oh, one thing I forgot. The power button here. So the power button's got a plunger that pushes into a rubber molded switch. So you literally, that plunger there, you just pull it. Pull that plunger out and put a driver in, and you can push the switch out the rubber section out the other side. That's how it works. That clips into there and sits between that boss. That's how you get the spring-loaded rebound of it. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions, throw us a comment. Cheers!